Hey everyone, it is late at night and I'm Norman. Are you guys ready for some eye candy? Because my wife just got me a new toy. It is an overhead camera stand, and what's hopefully going to be cool about it is the entire bar on top is a light. And yeah, I hope that light is going to be beneficial, but I'm afraid that it might end up being an absolute cauchemar because the camera is going to be pointed directly away from it, and we're looking at watches that have crystals and will probably just be reflecting it. So I'm hoping it doesn't look terribly weird if I angle them slightly to avoid that. I mean, this is always an issue, even if I'm filming in a light box or wherever. I haven't used it yet, so I thought I would grab 5 watches that I think will be the easiest to film under this thing, all the way down to the most difficult. And we'll see how it does. We'll see how I do using it. So the watch that I think is going to be the easiest is the vintage Tudor. So it's a light colored dial. It's not super shiny, and it has an acrylic box crystal. So I think the light reflection will be less of a problem with this. And I picked another light dial watch. Very similar in aesthetic and whatnot overall, except that this one has a bit more shininess to it. A sapphire crystal, but it's still kind of curved. So I feel like this one should be easy as well. But as you can see, the dial is a bit tougher to see than the Tudors. And then I chose a dark dial. However, the hands and indices are so bold that it's pretty easy to see them. The trouble with dark dials is you basically have a couple options. In order to see the dark dial, you end up with light doing that, or you angle it to avoid that and then you can't see anything on the dial. But I think this one will be pretty easy, even though it's a dark dial. And we have another dark dial watch, and it has a flat crystal, so see how it's doing that. See how everything vanishes when I avoid that. This one's going to be tough. And the toughest watch that I chose is the Antarctic. I mean, look at how shiny all the indices are. And how it picks up the light. Yeah, this one is brutal to film. So we'll see how it does under the new overhead stand. So let me attach the camera to the stand, fire up the light, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I have the camera attached, and I had to zoom way in because this stand is pretty tall. It looks good as far as the light goes. I'm definitely going to have to get used to how I have to hold things. And the readout screen on my camera is upside down, which is not great, but here is the Tudor. Let me try getting really close though. Nope, it doesn't want to track. I mean, that's pretty close right there. Yeah, that'll take a little getting used to, but it looks pretty good. focusing is an issue. I may have to play with some camera settings. There we go. There, once I can get the tracking on the watch, it looks pretty good. Then I just have to get used to my movement. Alright, so that's the Tudor. And if I slightly angle it toward me, it seems to look pretty good. And the Accutron. Yeah, that light is not as bad as I thought it would be. So it kind of washes it out, and you can see the bar of light, but not quite as bad as I thought. Oops. Focus is definitely a thing. I think this is the watch I'm going to wear for New Year's. I'm recording this just before New Year's Eve. Okay, so if I hold these down kind of low, it seems to focus really well. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are these dials pretty clear for you? Looks like it to me on this little display. The Accutron is so great. Crosshairs. Here we go, the first flat crystal. I barely have to angle the watch for that light to not reflect in the crystal. That is super cool. Yeah, and look at how clear that dial looks. You'll notice the watches haven't been woken up. It's fine. When I do my upcoming State of the Collection videos, I'll have them all running. Yeah, that's a pretty clear shot right there. Alright, here we go, the tough ones. Let me set the tracking. Wow. That isn't bad at all. Right there, you can see the hands pretty well. And the light still isn't shining on the crystal. I do have to get it pretty close though. Right about there. Yeah, this watch is a tough one. But I feel like that might look better than it does in the light box. And it's easier to keep myself from reflecting in the crystal because it's just pointed straight up. Cool. Alright, now for the biggest challenge, the Antarctic. Yeah, this one is brutal. But still, you can see the indices though. And if I rest my forearms on the desk, I'm at just about the right height for the focus. I can move up a little bit closer. Oh. Right about there. Huh. Yeah, this thing is pretty cool. Definitely takes a little bit of practice, but I feel like this might be better footage than the light box, where the whole top of the box is lit up. It's much easier to kind of navigate around this thin light, you know, and kind of move up here, down here, and kind of keep it off the crystal. But these indices are just brutal to try and capture on video. Alright, so there you have it. A new toy just in time for State of the Collection season. And I have some trade watch reviews to do. So Perfect. Okay, so after recording this video, I was kind of bothered by how much I had to zoom in. And so I was looking at it, and there's actually different holes on the legs, so I was able to lower the bar. And wanted to double check a couple of these watches. This one is just so tough. Let's try this one. There. Yeah, that's much better with the camera closer.